Can humans shape the world as beautifully as nature? Discover the 12 must-see man-made wonders in the USA. A breathtaking journey through the country's most awe-inspiring creations. From record-breaking structures to iconic landmarks, these wonders showcase the brilliance of human achievement. Explore the wonder of USA with marvels like the towering Statue of Liberty, the Golden Gate Bridge's elegant span, and the massive Hoover Dam, each a testament to innovation and vision. Whether you're planning to travel USA or simply love exploring, this travel guide reveals must-visit sites that capture the nation's spirit and creativity. Experience the futuristic Space Needle, the grandeur of Mount Rushmore, and the soaring Gateway Arch. These man-made wonders of USA blend history, engineering, and artistry, offering unforgettable sights for every traveler. If you're passionate about USA travel, this travel video is your ultimate guide to the country's 12 most iconic man-made masterpieces. Where will you go first? Number 12. Golden Gate Bridge. Spanning the treacherous strait where San Francisco Bay meets the Pacific Ocean, the Golden Gate Bridge defied both nature and engineering limitations when it opened in 1937. Painted international orange to stand out against fog, this Art Deco masterpiece required 600,000 rivets per tower and enough wire in its main cables to circle the Earth 3 times. Even more impressive, it was completed ahead of schedule and under budget during the Great Depression. What you can't see tells the bridge's true story. Massive concrete anchorages extend 60 feet underground, while 746-foot towers plunge 110 feet below water through swift currents that claimed 11 lives during construction. Chief Engineer Joseph Strauss insisted on revolutionary safety measures, including the first-ever bridge safety net that saved 19 workers, the proud Halfway to Hell Club. Walk or bike across its 1.7-mile span for stunning views of Alcatraz, Angel Island, and the city skyline. For photographers, Baker Beach offers the classic postcard shot, while Battery Spencer provides dramatic elevated perspectives. The bridge's 200 million pounds of steel flex up to 16 feet during high winds, designed to sway rather than break, much like San Francisco itself, beautiful because it bends without breaking. This Vermilion giant reminds us that America's greatest landmarks aren't just those that stand still, but those that move with calculated grace against all forces. Number 11. Washington Monument. Standing 555 feet and 5 inches above the National Mall, the Washington Monument pierces the D.C. skyline like America's exclamation point, the world's tallest stone structure and tallest obelisk. Did you know its construction was halted for 23 years during political turmoil, creating the visible color change 1/3 up its facade? This marble, granite, and sandstone giant honors America's founding father not just in height, but in engineering precision. The monument weighs a staggering 81,120 tons, yet the foundation extends just 37 feet deep. Inside, 897 steps wind around an elevator that whisks visitors to the observation deck, offering unparalleled views of the capital city laid out in perfect symmetry below. On clear days, visibility extends 25 miles into Virginia and Maryland. Don't miss the 192 memorial stones embedded in the interior walls, donated by states, organizations, and foreign nations, including stones from ancient temples and historic battlefields. For photographers, capture its reflection in the Lincoln Memorial reflecting pool at sunrise when crowds are sparse. Perhaps most remarkable, the monument was the world's tallest structure upon completion in 1884, until surpassed by the Eiffel Tower 5 years later. This soaring sentinel reminds us that America's greatest monuments aren't just about physical grandeur, but perseverance through political division to create something that unites rather than divides. Number 10. Salt Lake Temple. Rising dramatically against Utah's mountain backdrop, the Salt Lake Temple took pioneer settlers 40 years to complete, each granite block painstakingly hauled by ox teams from quarries 20 miles away. Walls 9 feet thick support this architectural wonder, standing as the spiritual epicenter for the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, and the crowning achievement of Mormon determination in the American West. Though the interior remains closed to non-members, the temple's 6 Gothic spires reaching heavenward and celestial symbolism carved into its facade tell stories without words. The highest tower holds a 12-foot copper statue of the angel Moroni, gleaming gold in the Utah sunshine and visible throughout the valley. Temple Square surrounding this sacred structure rivals the temple itself, with 35 acres of immaculate gardens, reflecting pools, and sister buildings. Don't miss the tabernacle with its remarkable acoustic engineering. Drop a pin at one end and hear it clearly 170 feet away. The Family History Library houses the world's largest genealogical collection, where visitors trace ancestral connections. At Christmas, 100,000-plus lights transform Temple Square into a winter wonderland, drawing crowds regardless of faith. This monumental achievement reminds us that America's greatest wonders often arise from communities driven by belief powerful enough to move mountains, or in this case, build temples from them. Number 9. Hoover Dam. Holding back enough water to cover Pennsylvania 1 foot deep, Hoover Dam stands as America's most audacious Depression-era triumph. When completed in 1936, this concrete colossus was the largest dam and largest hydroelectric power plant in the world, a $50 million gamble, $836 million today, that transformed the Southwest. More startling than its size is the human cost. 112 workers died during construction, their bodies now forever entombed within its concrete walls. The statistics defy comprehension. 726 feet tall, 660 feet thick at its base, containing enough concrete to build a 2-lane highway from San Francisco to New York. Engineers created a marvel that still generates electricity for 1.3 million people across 3 states, with turbines spinning at 90% efficiency nearly a century later. Tour the power plant's massive generators descending 30 stories into Black Canyon, or walk the top of the dam between Nevada and Arizona, 2 time zones at once. Don't miss the terrazzo floor maps, showing the dam's watershed, or the celestial alignment at the Monument Plaza designed to mark the precise date of completion. From the Micah Callahan Pat Tillman Memorial Bridge, capture photos of this concrete wedge that doesn't just hold back the Colorado River, but stands as proof that even during America's darkest economic times, engineering ambition could create wonders that endure for generations. Number 8. The Space Needle. Soaring 605 feet above Seattle, the Space Needle wasn't just built for the 1962 World's Fair. It was erected in an astonishing 400 days, a futuristic exclamation point declaring America's optimism during the space race. Inspired by a doodle on a napkin, this retrofuturist icon was designed to withstand 200 miles per hour winds and 9.0 magnitude earthquakes, its concrete foundation extending 30 feet underground, as deep as a 3-story building. The 2018 Century Project renovation added the world's first revolving glass floor, the Loop, offering vertigo-inducing views 500 feet straight down. From the observation deck, the 360 degrees panorama showcases Mount Rainier, Puget Sound, and the Cascade Mountains in a sweeping visual symphony that shifts with Seattle's famous weather patterns. Time your visit for sunset, when the city transitions from day to night. Splurge on a reservation at the rotating Sky City restaurant, where a complete revolution takes precisely 47 minutes, just enough time for an elegant meal floating above the city. Locals say you haven't truly visited Seattle until you've spotted the Space Needle's silhouette emerging from the morning fog, a reminder that sometimes the most enduring monuments begin as impossibly ambitious dreams sketched on scraps of paper and built by those who refuse to acknowledge limitations. Number 7. Gateway Arch. Gleaming silver against the Mississippi River skyline, the Gateway Arch bends 630 feet into the sky, taller than the Washington Monument, creating America's tallest monument and an engineering feat many deemed impossible. Completed in 1965, Finnish-American architect Eero Saarinen masterpiece uses an ingenious weighted catenary curve that appears impossibly thin yet withstands enormous pressure and fierce Midwest storms. The statistics astound: 43,000 tons of concrete, 900 tons of stainless steel, and a construction method so precise that the final piece fit within 1/64 of an inch, the thickness of a credit card. Even more remarkable, not a single worker died during construction, unusual for major projects of that era. Ride the unique tram system, part elevator, part Ferris wheel, to the observation deck, where 32 windows offer breathtaking views spanning 30 miles across Missouri and Illinois. Watch riverboats navigate the Mississippi below while jets leave contrails above. The Underground Museum chronicles America's westward expansion, with interactive exhibits explaining St. Louis' role as the jumping-off point for pioneers heading toward the frontier. Don't miss walking beneath the arch at sunset, when its mirror-finished surface reflects golden light across downtown St. Louis. This monumental ribbon of steel reminds us that America's greatest achievements often balance between mathematical precision and audacious dreams, much like the delicate yet powerful arch itself. Number 6. Taos Pueblo. Inhabited continuously for over 1,000 years, Taos Pueblo stands as North America's oldest continuously inhabited community, multi-story adobe structures built by Native American hands centuries before European arrival. These remarkable earthen buildings rise organically from the New Mexico desert, their reddish-brown walls absorbing the sun's heat during winter days and releasing it through cool nights, an architectural marvel of indigenous engineering. Each building consists of countless sun-dried mud bricks stacked and plastered with adobe, creating structures up to 5 stories tall without a single nail or piece of metal. The Rio Pueblo flows through the village, providing sacred water that has sustained this community for millennia. Many residents still live without electricity or running water by choice, preserving ancestral traditions. Visitors can explore the central plaza where ceremonial dances still occur, or climb wooden ladders to upper levels offering breathtaking views of the Sangre de Cristo Mountains. The San Geronimo Chapel, rebuilt after U.S. military destruction in 1847, stands as testimony to cultural resilience and adaptation. Purchase handcrafted pottery, jewelry, or bread baked in traditional outdoor ovens. These aren't mere souvenirs, but living connections to ancient artistry. Taos Pueblo reminds us that America's most profound architecture isn't simply built, it evolves through generations who understand that buildings should honor both the earth and those who dwell upon it. Number 5. The Lincoln Memorial. A nation divided needed more than healing, it needed a temple to democracy. The Lincoln Memorial rises from the National Mall like ancient Greece transported to America, its 36 massive columns representing each state at the time of Lincoln's presidency. Inside sits Daniel Chester French's masterpiece, a 19-foot marble Lincoln, contemplative yet commanding, eternally watching over the nation he preserved through its darkest hour. Few realize this monument's walls contain Lincoln's most powerful words, the Gettysburg Address and second inaugural carved into limestone, gaining profound resonance when read beneath his steady gaze. The memorial has transcended its original purpose to become America's unofficial civic sanctuary, where Martin Luther King Jr. delivered his "I Have a Dream" speech, and countless protests and celebrations have marked pivotal moments in American progress. Visit at dawn when Lincoln faces the rising sun, or at night when dramatic lighting creates an almost supernatural atmosphere. For the perfect photograph, capture the memorial's reflection in the still waters of the reflecting pool. Standing on the spot marked where King spoke, visitors often report an emotional weight, a reminder that Lincoln's work of creating a more perfect union continues through each generation. This isn't just stone and marble, it's America's ongoing conversation with itself about freedom and equality. Number 4. Times Square. Bathed in the electric glow of over 50 million annual visitors' smartphone flashes, Times Square pulses as America's beating commercial heart. What began as a humble carriage-making district transformed into the world's advertising epicenter, with digital billboards now commanding up to $4 million annually for a single prime spot. This dazzling intersection isn't just a place, it's sensory overload personified. Stepping into this 5-block stretch of Manhattan feels like entering a living movie set where 350,000 people pass through daily. Beyond the iconic New Year's Eve ball drop, discover the TKTS booth for same-day Broadway tickets at up to 50% off. Hunt for the hidden subway symphony, sound installation, or watch street performers ranging from the naked cowboy to classically trained musicians. Don't miss the massive flagship stores, M&M's World, Hershey's Chocolate World, and the Disney Store offer immersive retail experiences beyond mere shopping. For a moment of calm amid the chaos, find the unexpected Times Square meditation event held regularly beneath the billboards. As night falls and screens illuminate the smoke rising from street vendors' carts, Times Square reveals America's contradictions, commercialism and creativity, spectacle and substance, all compressed into a canyon of light that never sleeps and never stops reinventing itself. Number 3. Mount Rushmore. Can you imagine carving 4 presidents' faces into solid granite, each one taller than a 6-story building? In South Dakota's Black Hills, this seemingly impossible feat stands as America's most audacious monument. Mount Rushmore captures the determined faces of Washington, Jefferson, Roosevelt, and Lincoln, not just presidents, but pivotal leaders who expanded American democracy and territory across tumultuous chapters of history. Sculptor Gutzon Borglum and 400 workers spent 14 years dynamiting, drilling, and carefully chiseling this 60-foot-high masterpiece, removing 450,000 tons of rock with astonishing precision. Between 1927 and 1941, they transformed a mountain into an eternal tribute to American ambition. The Avenue of Flags leads visitors to the Grand View Terrace, where the presidential gazes are most impressive. Visit at sunrise when golden light dramatically illuminates the faces, or stay for the evening lighting ceremony that brings patriotic goosebumps. The Presidential Trail offers unique angles and perspectives impossible from the main viewing area. In the sculptor's studio, examine the detailed models and tools that made this engineering marvel possible. Mount Rushmore reminds us that America itself is a monumental work in progress, ambitious, imperfect, and carved through persistence against seemingly immovable obstacles. Number 2. The Brooklyn Bridge. Did you know that when the Brooklyn Bridge opened in 1883, people feared it would collapse? This architectural marvel spans the East River with Gothic arches and steel cables, connecting Manhattan to Brooklyn in a breathtaking display of human ingenuity. As the first steel wire suspension bridge in America, it stands as a testament to the vision of engineer John Roebling, who tragically died before seeing his masterpiece completed. Walking the elevated pedestrian pathway offers spectacular panoramic views of the Manhattan skyline, Statue of Liberty, and harbor that no skyscraper observation deck can match. Photographers flock here at sunset, when the city lights begin to twinkle against the darkening sky. Below, boats glide silently along the water while cars rush by on the roadway. Don't miss the plaque commemorating Emily Roebling, who oversaw construction after her husband's death, or the hidden champagne vaults in the anchorages. For the full experience, start in Manhattan and walk toward Brooklyn, stopping at the numerous lookout points to absorb the city's energy from this elevated perspective. This iconic silhouette has survived 140+ years of history, reminding us that human determination can bridge not just rivers, but seemingly impossible challenges. Number 1. Statue of Liberty. A colossal 305 feet of copper, steel, and dreams towers above New York Harbor, her torch raised defiantly against the sky since 1886. The Statue of Liberty isn't just America's most iconic monument. She's a universal symbol of freedom that has welcomed millions with her silent promise of possibility. French sculptor Frédéric Auguste Bartholdi's masterpiece was revolutionary in its construction, with an internal skeleton designed by Gustave Eiffel supporting the copper skin that has weathered to its distinctive green patina. Approaching by ferry, you'll feel the same awe as generations of immigrants who glimpsed Lady Liberty after weeks at sea. Inside, climb 354 steps to the crown for breathtaking harbor views, or explore the pedestal museum chronicling her creation and symbolic importance. Don't miss the original torch display, or the moving exhibit featuring actual immigrant stories. For photography enthusiasts, the best angles come from the Staten Island Ferry or Liberty State Park in New Jersey. As you gaze upon her solemn face, remember she stands as both America's welcome and its aspiration, a testament that freedom isn't just given, but continually built, like this copper colossus herself was, piece by meticulous piece. We do hope you enjoyed our journey to the 12 must-see man-made wonders in the USA. Find us on Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, TikTok and Threads. Visit www.scenichunter.com for more details. Don't forget to subscribe to The Scenic Hunter for another exciting adventurous journey. Until then, it's goodbye from us.